Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stormgrounds Invitational September edition. We are live with what could be the last game of the evening, as Alternate just defeated Fnatic in one hell of a match. So we are about to head on to Cursed Hollow for the second one. But before we do that, we of course need to head through the draft. Leoric being banned out here for Team Alternate, and actually, Leoric, of course, being banned out here for Team Fnatic, and then Alternate banning out Uther. Don't want that one happening here. Zeratul, first pick for Fnatic. Such a high focus on that hero. They always want to pick that one, and well, you can't blame them, of course, especially in Cursed Hollow, such a large map. You want to have the roaming. You want to be able to put some pressure and do it inconspicuously, if you will. Team Alternate now, going for their first two picks. Let's see what they go for. And once again, excuse me if I sometimes take a short break to grab a little bit of water, as solo casting can sometimes be strenuous. Muradin, of course, being picked up here for Alternate. Not too much of a surprise right there. That one has been picked up every single game so far. So, not much of a surprise right there. And Fnatic had some success with their full-on engaged composition last game. So, we might see them trying that one again. Zeratul is, of course, somewhat of a large component of that, with the Void Prison and the blink and the wormhole that he offers, but they really did not get rolling until the later stages of the game. So you can ask yourself whether they want to risk it again, because if they risk it again and they lose, they're out. There's nothing beyond this point if you lose. There's no losers final, there's only the final, I believe. So Johanna picked up here for Fnatic, and Jaina as well. So they're not going to go for another engaged composition here. No tricky stuff out of them this time around. Some fairly standard stuff, actually. So it is understandable that they're going for these. I really like their engaged composition, made for some spectacular fights. But in the end, look, Tyrael being banned out as well, and then Fnatic are going to go for another ban here, but their engaged composition made for some flashy plays, but it was too risky in my opinion, and last game showed why. It was a little bit too close for comfort perhaps for Team Alternate, because Fnatic played it very well in the end, but as I said, it's just too risky. Now Fnatic going for their last ban here. See what they go for. They're going for an Abathur ban. Don't want that lane control here on Cursed Hollow, which is understandable, of course. Don't want any kind of cloning happening either. Freaky experiments of Abathur. Alternate now going for two more picks. Murden and Kel'Thas might be looking at Vala, might be looking at something else, of course. But it does look like they're going to take their time at least. Anubarak, of course, does make sense. Another warrior, double warrior so far. And that is something Team Alternate really do like to run. Fnatic now in their last two picks. Let's see what they go for. I may have crashed because everything is frozen on my screen. Ah, there you go. Okay, here it goes. Karazim of course, here for Team Alternate as their second to last pick, and then Malfurion for Fnatic as they're looking for one more pick in 20 seconds or so. Karazim, some extra punching power in the form of a support, which is always nice to have. And then some mobility as well, which is on top of a Nubarak, really nice. And the Dwarf Toss as well from Moradin to jump around a bit and perhaps evade some of the skill shots out of Fnatic. Deal some damage while you're jumping around. Fnatic now looking for their last pick. Could be another warrior. Could be a specialist. I highly doubt... yeah, there you go, Zagara. First time we're seeing Zagara in this series, actually this evening, because she's either been banned or she has not been picked. So the creep tumors and her lane control are very nice for vision and of course pushing power. So Fnatic getting the lane control and of course some roaming in the form of Zeratul, and then Team Alternate are going to go with Murdin, Kel'Thas, Anubarak, Karazim, and one more, which is going to be, drumroll please, on Cursed Hollow. What is it going to be? Illidan. So they're actually this time around looking for some more diving that's going to go on. We're going to find out how it works, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like the roles have swapped slightly. Team Alternate, slightly more aggressive. Team Fnatic, slightly more defensive this time around. We'll see in a couple of minutes once we head back to the Cursed Hollow to find out who takes Game 2 in this best of 3 series in the semifinals of the Stormgrounds Invitational. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to those who were here earlier. We are live with the Stormgrounds Invitational with what could be the last game of the evening as Fnatic and Alternate are ready to face off on the Cursed Hollow. Let's see how this one plays out. First off, take a look at the rosters. Lowell playing Zeratul on the blue side, Wobby playing Zagara, Breeze, Johanna, Main playing Malfurion, and Kezel playing Jaina. On the red side, Darkmok for Alternate playing Illidan, Crosby playing Kel'Thas, Nurok playing Anubarak, Karazim being played by Gerdemerd, and then last but not least, Blumby playing Muradin. Thinking about Blumby, he's going to get found out here. Not a lot of action that ensues out of that, but for now everyone is happy and will be stoking their merry experience. Breeze in the bottom side is going to run into Darkmok and Crosby. We're at this point one game up. So, actually, Darkmok not quite getting condemned. Lowell now could be looking for some action here. Have the blink, of course, available. Chose to go for the Regeneration Master talent. And is going to go in here, I assume. But he does get spotted out by Darkmok. Takes a lot of damage. Is forced to blink out. Living Bomb ticking on him. We might go back in. Evasion being channeled there by Darkmok. Another condemn comes in and they're looking for some pressure, but so far they will force one of those healing fountain uses out of Darkmok. So if that was what they're aiming for, I'd say mission accomplished. But at this point, Darkmok is all alone. Taking a look at the top side. Not too much going on in that case. Darkmok getting caught out there by Lowell, or is it Lowell that gets caught out by Darkmok? Darkmok gets pulled in by the condemn once again. So far, they're both fine. Crosby joining his team in the top side. So, nothing too interesting actually so far. Level 4 has been reached for Fnatic. So they are slightly ahead when it comes to experience. And these teams are pretty evenly matched. Crosby and Gurmherd still pushing in the top lane. Creep tumors are starting to spread, so they are doing... So they are actually gathering some of that vision, which is very nice in this map specifically. We'll be making sure he pushes in that lane. Gurmherd and Crosby trying to do what they can to defend it. Another creep tumor spawns. Wobby once again trying to get hold of Gurmherd. Wobby starts... Oh, actually throws out the Banelings. Starts channeling, but Gurmherd and his Radiant Dash are not going to have anything of it. Blumby is here. He gets blocked out by Kezel, and Wobby and Fnatic will get the first tribute. Meanwhile, the mid side of the map, mid lane, Breeze and his Iron Skin did not get any damage. He was jumped on. It is Johanna in the end, and she'll survive even through the worst of damage. As right now, both of these towers in the top side, on the side of Alternate, are without ammo, so they'll be regenerating that one. But Wobby is pushing pretty aggressively here. The Banelings and the infested drops, so those towers might not last for too much longer here. So you do see Gurmherd heading up towards the top lane. Radiant Dash is ready and available. Chose to go for the Transcendence to make sure he heals nearby allies on every third attack. Playing very, very supportive, of course, but also making sure he needs those attacks. Another tribute ready for the taking here. Wobby calling in everything that he can, throwing in the Banelings. Crosby being forced to heal up because otherwise he'd fall too low to actually try and contest this one. Low on the rest of the team now moving in for this Baneling. Blomby is there first. Does he spot out Lowell? That is, of course, the question. There's a team fight going on the top side. Crosby gets the living bomb on towards Kessel. Crosby falling so low, and Lowell will pick him up. He gets locked up by the Impale. Use that blink to get out safely. And that is one kill there for Fnatic. Breeze going to start channeling that tribute. Blomby and the rest, however, are there to contest it. So I don't think it's likely that this one is going to get taken without a fight. Breeze starts channeling. Blomby might dwarf toss over the wall if he wants to do so. Mean is actually pretty low. Here goes Kermer, jumps in, jumps out with the Radiant Dash. And now Blomby and his team might start channeling this one. There's the Condemn. Blomby gets pulled in once again. Nurok in the bottom side is going to get caught out by Lowell. Lowell's not too healthy at this point. Going to get healed up a bit there by Main, so he'll survive for now. But Lowell needs to jump out once again. Oh, that Condemn knocks out 4 and locks them up as well. But the damage down towards Lowell and the turnaround is just too crazy. They get that one, and now Alternate get themselves this tribute. And Kessel might be looking for a kill around towards Crosby. Grimherd picks up that tribute, and now Main in trouble. The boss switches targets, and Main is certainly going to go down there as Alternate picks him up. It's 9-9, and it's bang on even in experience. So Alternate have clawed that small, clawed their way back up in that small experience deficit, which means that they're all good to go. And Crosby and Gurdimherd are going to pick up this siege camp here, which they'll send down the bottom side. Level 10 for Team Fnatic. Void Prison, obviously. Devouring Maul for Zagara. Blessed Shield, Tranquility, and Water Elemental. But here is another tribute. This would mean the second tribute for both of these teams. But this could be bad if they get a hold. Oh, that is a good metamorphosis as they turn level 10 on the side of Alternate. But it was a defensive one, and that is not the ideal situation. Devouring Maul is available. So is the Void Prison. This could be disastrous for both teams here. That is a good route on Karazim and the Moradin. It's now Darkmark on the backside is trying to get a hold of Lowell. Both assassins butting heads here. As now Crosby throwing out that Flame Strike. Oh, and Lowell a little bit too deep for his liking, perhaps. Both of these teams having what looks like a wet noodle fight for now. Neither of them want to go down, but neither of them want to go in. Because, oh, actually, there's the Devouring Maul. This could be what they're looking for some damage. And a beautiful Void Prison just wipes the board there with Alternate as they get one. But they might get a second here. Blomby trying to make a run for it. Darkmark falls as well. Fnatic cleaning house there and picking up another tribute. And that will be enough to get a bit of a lead here. And also, Fnatic are going to pick up this bruiser camp, which is going to prove troublesome here for Alternate. They're going to have to defend that one behind their own gate, so going to have to stick around there for a bit, losing some experience. That Devouring Maw and the Void Prison were just too much to handle for Alternate, just zoning them out, and just some crazy crowd control there out of Fnatic to clear the board. But here is a tribute, and this could be the third one for Fnatic. It could be the second one for Alternate. Alternate needs to contest this one at all costs. Robbie could be in some trouble. He is zoned off from the rest of his team, so he needs to walk around, but he doesn't want to walk straight into the Alternate team because he is definitely going to get blown up instantly. Blomby is going to channel here. Welby has now reached his team. Darkmark on the side. Doesn't quite get a hold of Lowell. Lowell being forced Use that shrine. Here is the metamorphosis, and the devouring maw only catches on one. Jaina will go down first. Will they get more? They're all inside of the Phoenix. Breeze trying to get out alive. They get two in the end, and Breeze is going to make it out alive, but that means this is going to be the second tribute here for Alternate. They'll stay in this one a little bit longer, and they won't get cursed just yet. They're both level 12, and once again, this one is head-to-head. Both of these teams are so close, and that shows why they are both in the semi-finals here. Alternate actually going to try and rush this boss here, and it seems like they'll be able to do so. There's really not a lot that Fnatic obviously can do about it, but they're going to lose that healing fountain because of that. And Blumby going to Hearthstone back. Crosby is going to throw in the Phoenix to make sure the fort survives. And that means that the boss is now in effect in that top side of the map. That is going to draw some attention here from the side of Fnatic. Meanwhile, Alternate are going to hope that a tribute spawns soon. Or they're going to try for a boss here. Nurok could be using that burrowing charge to go in here on towards Breeze. See whether he decides to do so. Boss still active in the top side. He has to deal with some of those siege minions, so it seems like he'll be fine. Oh, but here is the tribute. It is very close to Alternate, but obviously Fnatic are going to try and contest this one because this could be bad for both teams. Void Prison goes down, doesn't do anything. Same goes for the Phoenix though. Didn't quite want to contest that one. Fnatic pull back. They're going to have to deal with the curse and the second boss at their doors. And the first one isn't even going to get killed off by the towers. Wobby is not going to deal with it. That one is going to go crazy. Meanwhile, they're going to try and fight for the boss, but it's too little too late. The boss is already in the hands of Alternate. There's a metamorphosis. They're going to try and get a hold of Kessel. Kessel will probably go down here. Serene Dash is actually not enough to take down Kessel. Curse is in effect here. Nurok, but the curse doesn't matter if they can't actually kill them off in 5 versus 5. So Breeze will get a good condemn out there, as we do see Crosby trying to peel as good as he can. Devouring Maw comes down. That will catch a hold of 2 of them, but they jump in straight away. The boss is going to work away at those towers in the meantime. And Nurok and the rest of the team are not going to get dissuaded by this. They're going to try and move towards that bottom side. They're going to try actually move towards that middle side and try and push out that fort. Nurok and Darkmark are going to actually finish that one off pretty darn quickly. They did lose 2 towers in the top side as well. That tower will fall. It is level 15 versus level 14. It could have gone a lot worse for Fnatic right there. They made a good call in trying to fight and pushing away Alternate, because that could have been probably the... well, it probably wouldn't have been the loss, but it could have been something that would have definitely led to a loss. Bruiser Camp now picked up here by Alternate. And a siege camp as well. It is it's once again looking a little bad for Fnatic. But remember what happened last game when it looked bad for Fnatic. They fought back and they clawed their way back. This game is a lot closer than it was last game when they managed to win some fights. So it's still pretty not ideal, of course, for Fnatic, but it could be a lot worse. Alternate pushing and pushing. Let's see. They can get a hold of something. The infested drops coming in here. Darkmark might start off this siege camp. Lowell's going to probably scout this one out. Nurok standing guard right there in the bushes. And it seems the gravity lapse catches on towards one of those roaches. And the siege camp will get taken there by Alternates. Level 16 versus level 16. Now remember, Alternate just had a curse, so Fnatic just need one more tribute before they get them a curse for themselves. So that means Alternate will have to fight for every tribute until either Fnatic get themselves a curse or they win. And that is... it puts some stress on Alternate, but they'll probably be fine because they'll want to get those tributes anyway. Let's see where it spawns. Ooh, that is somewhat close to the red side, but they'll be there on time. And Fnatic is there as well. The creep tumors getting prepped. Roach is in there as well. Let's see who takes charge. This is the exact same spot they just lost a fight. Alternate, that is. These bunched up fights are ideal for the Devouring Maw and for the Void Prison. Lawa is in the back. He can land the Void Prison on 3 if he lands it correctly at this point. There's the route on towards New Rock. Lawa is forced to wormhole out. Wubby starts the channel. And Alternate are apparently not going... Ooh. The last possible moment they managed to contest this one. But there's a route on towards Darkmok. Good Phoenix. Lowell needs to get out Metamorphosis, and Lowell could be a dead man here. They're going in. Oh, but a beautiful Void Prison manages to hold Lowell alive at this point. And now Wubby could be in trouble as well. It is 4 versus 5. Lowell is not in this fight. There's 1. There's 2. Jaina goes down. And now Main in trouble. There's 3. Alternate get themselves another tribute because of a good engagement there on towards Lowell, who immediately was forced out of the fight. And they are going to get themselves a boss as well, neglecting the tribute first because they want that boss, they want the pushing power, and they want this win. Alternate also going to pick up this tribute. That boss is not going to stand for too much longer. And Fnatic, they had such a beautiful fight, but they couldn't get it this time around. They couldn't get the Devouring Maw and the Void Prison because they were forced to use it defensively. And on top of that, one beautiful Phoenix really dealt some great damage there. It's well, it's troublesome. And right now, Alternate are going to do what they did last time. They're going for the second boss for the Alternate boss as well. Lowell blinking out there. They're pinging on the boss, and they're going to try and rush it down on the top side. Fnatic being forced to deal with that one. There's really no answer for the boss that's being taken in the bottom side. And the tribute spawns in the bottom side as well. This is... well, really, this is far from ideal for Fnatic. Nurok is standing guard there, has the Impale available. And the Cocoon, of course. But Gardemer is just going to take it. It's 2 for 2 again in tributes, and Alternate have to be happy with this. Breeze going to try what he can to stop this boss, but it is a boss and 5 members versus just 5 members, and there's the Phoenix. This fort should not stand for too much longer, and then they're maybe even going to go on to the core straight after that one. The boss is at half health. Alternate decides to play it safe. They move out. They're going for some camps. But they've got themselves a fort. And the core is exposed. Alternate are 1 game away from their spot in the finals. And, of course, a shot at a guaranteed... oh, well, they're 1 game away at a guaranteed prize. And there's nothing standing between them and the core, except for 5 heroes. So let's see who gets this one. This is once again the same spot where they lost a fight earlier, but it is the same spot where they won one earlier as well. It is all or nothing for Fnatic. Can they make it happen? They're really forcing the issue here. Phoenix comes out. That should be enough to zone for a little bit here. But it is going to disappear in a second. Impale comes through. Lowell in the backside. Darkmark actually all alone here. Wubby is going to try and get a hold of him. As right now, Nurok is trying to do what he can to keep the enemy members off of this tribute. Nurok all alone does get healed up for a bit here. Crosby. Also, another Phoenix comes through. Wobby might as well start channeling at this point, but he's getting jumped on. Here they go. Stasis, because of the Devouring Maw onto Zagara, will fall first. There's another beautiful Void Prison. Well, actually just a one. Is that beautiful enough, though? Lowell could be going down here next. Blomby will take him. Now Kessel in trouble as well. That is 3 if they kill him off, and Breeze could be 4. That is 5 if they kill off Mean as well. There's nothing to keep them from channeling this curse. Those are 50-second death timers. 60 to be fair. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Alternates have just secured their spot in the finals against Bob, which will be played tomorrow evening, with such a deserved win here. They had such beautiful fights. Looked a bit sloppy at some points, but it is indeed going to be Alternate going through to the finals. GG is getting called, and GG indeed. Alternates are your second finalist for the Stormgrounds Invitationals. What a game again, and that means we are actually done for the evening. So thank you so much for watching, and aside from that, I might plug myself in chat, but you'll see that happening if you do not decide to leave. So aside from that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, and good luck in the Nexus.